Oh my goodness. Holy whoa. Oh man, this is just gonna change everything for Pokemon Go right now. Hey all my Pokemon Go fans out there. Welcome back to Pokemon Go Vlogs with Electric Avenue. And if you're wondering why I'm wearing a tie for today, it's because I do have a meetup with someone from a company I'm going to be having an interview with. It's not a job opportunity, it's more of just a meetup. But anyway, if you had watched the YouTube video that was on Pokemon Go's page, boy, do we have something that's going to change everything about Pokemon Go as we know of. So, we just got word about the next and last event for the season of Rising Heroes. And this event is named the Rising Shadows event. And of course, if you have watched my prediction video about some upcoming data mine details for some Team Go Rocket activity, then we had just got the announcement that today, Shadow Raids are finally coming into Pokemon Go. And boy, do we have a lot to discuss about for Shadow Raids. We're going to start off with what Shadow Raids are, and then we're going to go into the Team Go Rocket event. So, what are Shadow Raids? Well, in Shadow Raids, trainers can take on powerful Shadow Raid bosses, and they have the chance to catch new partner Pokemon, if they can successfully defeat the Shadow Raid boss, that is. And yes, this is the first time that we are actually getting Team Go Rocket to take over gyms. This is probably going to take us all by a big surprise right now. I'm honestly very surprised by this. Like when I first read this, I was like in complete total shock seeing that this is happening to Pokemon Go. Like this is like incredible. But for this event, not all the gyms will be taken over by Team Go Rocket. Those gyms that are left untouched will still host other raids also. And of course, trainers cannot join Shadow Raids using remote raid passes. Shadow Raids do not reward a team bonus for Premier Balls. So that's kind of like a little bit of a nerf right there. That's kind of disappointing. But it's actually very interesting just to get an idea of what Shadow Raids are. Something else is actually kind of interesting about what Shadow Raids are going to do. So at gyms hosting Shadow Raids, you'll find that Team Go Rocket has placed especially powerful Shadow Pokemon as raid bosses. We'll go into details about what those raid bosses are going to be later on. 3-star and 5-star Shadow Raid bosses will grow enraged as you battle them. Now this is where the fun part actually comes in for Shadow Raid bosses. When Shadow Raid bosses grow enraged, they'll boost their attack and defense. This is like a really big challenge actually for battling out Shadow Raid bosses. So that's actually really cool. And honestly, I think Shadow Raids will be a lot better than normal raids would be. It's like giving a new type of challenge in Pokemon Go. This is what I really like about these Shadow Raids actually. Like this gives like a whole new challenging aspect to Pokemon Go as it is. And of course, if you're still struggling with doing Shadow Raid bosses, well, there are some assists that you can do. The power of Purification. You can subdue Shadow Raid bosses using Purified Gems, a new item that can be assembled from Shadow Shards. They are mysterious gem pieces that may be dropped by Team Go Rocket. Gather enough shards to use Professor Willow's newly invented Shard Refiner, and you'll be rewarded with a Purified Gem. Of course, Purified Gems can assist your battle against enraged Shadow bosses. I honestly like this idea. I think this is actually a really good idea if you're struggling with dealing with Shadow Raid bosses, of course. If you use a Purified Gem during a Shadow Raid, the enraged Shadow Raid boss's attack and defense will be lowered temporarily. This gives you the opening that you need to just keep massing out attacks no matter how many times you want to take it down. And the best part is, these gems can stack. You can use more than one gem, and other trainers will also stack when using a Purified Gem. If enough Purified Gems are used, the enraged Shadow Raid boss will be subdued, returned to its non-enraged state, which might give you the edge you need to defeat it. Fortunately, the gem won't purify the raid boss, however. You can probably still purify it after you catch it. But man, this is just gonna change everything about Pokemon Go as we know of. And this change is actually a really good change. So my opinion on Shadow Raids, I actually really like this. I don't like that they're non-remote. But I guess it kind of makes sense that they don't have to be remote, right? You can't do them remotely. You have to do it in person. But you know, this does give us a really good challenge, actually. Like it does give us a big challenge that we all need to have. Like, that's what I like about these raids. Like, it's giving us a new type of challenge that we need in Pokemon Go. Well, that's basically it for how shadow raids are going to work. Let's move on now into the last event for the Rising of Heroes. And that, of course, is the Rising Shadows event. So the Rising Shadows event starts on Monday, May 22nd at 10 a.m. all the way until Sunday, May 28th at 8 p.m. Of course, we're going to be talking about Shadow Raid's debut. And of course, the legendary Shadow Raid that's coming back into Pokemon Go is going to be Shadow Mewtwo. But that's not all that we're getting. If trainers are lucky, they might even encounter Shiny Shadow Mewtwo, our first Shiny Shadow legendary to come into Pokemon Go. This is taking us by a big surprise. We are finally getting Shiny Shadow legendaries to come into Pokemon Go. This means we're also going to get some other returning Shadow Legendary Raid bosses like Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres, Ho-Oh, Lugia, Inte, Raikou, Suicune, Latios, many more. But those are the only ones that I've mentioned right now, since those are the only ones that we've only seen in their Shadow form. We haven't seen any of the other legendaries in their Shadow form state yet, but I assume that we are going to get them into Shadow Shinies in these Shadow Raids. Alright, now let's go into our Shadow Raids that are 1-star and are 3 stars. And 4 of them can also be Shadow Shinies as well. We also got a word of update from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. local time, Saturday, May 27th. Team Go Rocket activity will spike, taking over all raids. This is actually going to be really cool. For our 1-star Shadow Raids, we have Shadow Poliwag, Shadow Machop, Shadow Bellsprout, and Shadow Beldum. It's cool because I'm actually looking for these Shadow Shinies. In our 3-star Shadow Raids, we have Shadow Bayleaf, Shadow Quilava, Shadow Croconaut, and Shadow Sneasel. It's like some really nice stuff that we got there from these raids. We also do have regular raid bosses coming for this event for those gyms that are not hosted by Team Go Rocket. In our 1-star category, we have Clefairy, Tentacool, Marill, Scrub, and Poplio. In our 3-star category, we've got Magneton, Lapras, Mawile, and Empoleon. For our 5-star raids, we have Tapu Fini, which will appear until Wednesday, May 24th, and then Regigigas will appear starting Wednesday, May 24th also. And for Megas, Mega Pinsir will be in raids until Wednesday, May 24th, and Mega Altaria will follow after. So if you want to do a Shadow Raid, I say save your passes up for those Shadow Raids. And if you're wanting to do a regular raid, you could do that too. But it's good that they're mixing it up for this event. At least giving it some, you know, Shadow Raids and regular raids, depending on which gym is going to host the raid that you're looking for. Honestly, I think having both regular raids and Shadow Raids, it's a good thing. Let's just hope that there's no error problem that happens where we only get regular raids and we don't get any Shadow Raids at all. Knock on wood, knock on wood. Because you know, sometimes there's been some problems with some new features that come into Pokemon Go. We get it, but then they'll fix it in the end by doing another event. Anyways though, let's continue on with the event. Wild encounters will include the following. We have Ekans, Golbat, Coughing, Houndour, Puchayina, Stunky, and Skorupi. Some trainers might even encounter a Hisuian Quillfish and a Scraggy if they are lucky. Event bonuses for this event always do include Team Go Rocket appearing more frequently at Pokestops and in balloons. And for field research tasks, they will be focused on defeating Team Go Rocket and catching Pokemon that will be available. And trainers can earn mysterious components and Stardust as rewards for this event. The seasonal special research Let's Go will be available at this time also on May 22nd. And this special research, of course, will give you a Master Ball, which is what you're going to need for this event. Well, not really for this event. You can use a Master Ball whenever you want to. If you have watched the previous video about the Master Ball, then yeah, I'd say don't use it for a Shadow Raid boss. I think I just use it. I think I'm probably just going to use like regular Pokeballs for a Shadow Raid boss. I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work, but we'll see what happens. Lastly, a new avatar pose will be available during this event. And this avatar pose is named the Rising Hero pose. So, your thoughts about these Shadow Raids, I'm honestly very excited for this. To actually think that these Shadow Raids are a really big surprise to us in Pokemon Go is incredible. And yeah, this is actually very exciting for all of us. I know Pokemon Go is not really as popular as of right now since remote raids are increased and they also nerfed, like, you know, the limitations of remote raids as well. But hey, this is something different. This is completely different than what we would normally expect. I honestly am actually excited for this event. Like, I think Shadow Raid bosses are very interesting. And now that we're getting Shadow Mewtwo as shiny form, it's probably gonna get way better. Who knows what else Team Go Rocket is gonna plan throughout the next season? But I can tell you this, Shadow Raids are going to definitely be a permanent thing from this point on. Probably they will be appearing in a Team Go Rocket Takeover more often. Who knows exactly what's gonna happen though. But I am personally excited for this event. I actually cannot wait to do Shadow Raids. Like, I'm really pumped for the event. Anyways, that's pretty much it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to leave your comments down below about your opinions on Shadow Raids. Don't forget to also leave a subscribe onto my channel and click that notification bell. Make sure to share this video with your friends. Also, don't forget to follow me on my socials down in the description box below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video. Goodbye, everybody.